Cheers. Hello Internet, this is Olin for What I'm Listening To, here, once again, with another episode of Quickies. The first CD I have for you today, I have Os Mutantes album, Mutantes. So this is the second album by the band Os Mutantes. They are a Brazilian psychedelic experimental rock band, and they're phenomenal. I already have a copy of their first album. It's one of my favorites in the genre, and it's considered a classic as well. And then this one I actually don't really know too much about. I recently re-listened to the first album, and I thought, well, I know that one, and I should listen to more, so I moved on to the second album. I like this cover here. It's got the same aesthetic as the first cover, albeit I think this is a little more straightforward, the band just performing live. The other cover was a little more abstract, but yeah, anyways, I'm really excited to dive into this one. I'm hoping it's similar sounding to the first album. I could use more Brazilian psychedelic music in my life. The next album I have is a compilation. This is called The Best of Anime. I was very, very attracted to this, and I will not lie, what really, really got me to pick this one up was the fact that the Gigantor and the Speed Racer theme are both on here, the English version. Big fan of Speed Racer. Gigantor I really like, and I think the theme song is really, really funny. But there's some other things on here. There's the English version of the Sailor Moon theme, the Astro Boy theme, and countless other anime tracks. And opening this up, we can see something kind of funny here. We have a Speed on the front that ends up just being an extra insert there. And I also find it funny that Rhino put this out. Just seems like kind of an odd thing for them to release, but regardless, I'm glad they did because, well, some of these theme songs are just classics. Got a cool little insert here on some kind of anime. New Cutie Honey. Ooh, interesting. Looks like this booklet has just kind of a breakdown of the plot of each anime that is featured on this CD. Yeah, but anyways, I'm excited to listen to this. I love anime. I love anime openers. The newer ones are definitely vastly different from things like Speed Racer and Astro Boy, but, you know, I think they'll be fun to listen to. Next up, I have a CD. This was a recommendation from one of my coworkers. This is a Black Francis album, The Golem, one of Black Francis's many, many solo releases. Black Francis, best known as the lead vocalist and rhythm guitarist to the Pixies. And from what I understand about this album is this is a soundtrack to a film called The Golem. And my coworker actually said that he had seen the band perform this soundtrack live while the film was playing, which sounds really, really cool. But yeah, I love the Pixies, and I really like some of Frank Black or Black Francis's solo music. Pretty versatile artist. He's done anything from just your standard alternative rock to alternative country, believe it or not. So, you know, I'm not sure what he does on this album, but I look forward to listening to it. Next up, I have a classic. This is Captain Beefheart's Trout Mask Replica. I realized while filing CDs the other day that I've never actually listened to this album. I'm very familiar with the cover, and I'm very familiar with its legacy, so I thought I should probably fix that. I should probably actually give this a listen. What's funny is I actually had another coworker who saw that I had this album in hand, and when I told him I loaned it out, he just said, "Don't even do that. Just buy it. It's that good." So some high hopes on that here. I know Captain Beefheart is weird blues music. I have no idea what this could possibly sound like, but I'm honestly really looking forward to diving into this one and experiencing it for the first time. I think it'll be tremendous, and who knows, maybe I will buy it. Next up, I have an album by a band called Josef K. This one was, I guess you could call it an indirect recommendation by yet another coworker. This coworker was actually listening to this in the back room while processing CDs, and I stumbled in and was really intrigued by it. It was post-punk music with this just weird sort of electronic addition to it, kind of experimental, and yeah, needless to say, I was interested enough to rent out this album. I believe this is the CD that coworker was listening to. I don't remember what song it was, but I'm sure I will recognize it the moment I hear it. But this is a compilation album, chock full of stuff this band has released over the years. And I really don't know too much about them, but based on the way that this is packaged here, they must have some kind of small following, cult following, I guess. You know, post-punk bands are funny. There's some that are hugely followed, you know, like Susie and the Banshees, and then there are some who have just smaller followings, and I'm assuming this is one of those bands that just have a smaller following. So really looking forward to checking this one out. Lastly, I have a CD by a band called Juicifer, and this one actually isn't loaned out from Amoeba formally. This is actually borrowed from a friend. So my friend and coworker Elisa put this on at work. Well, put a Jucifer album on that wasn't this one, and a lot of us, both coworkers and customers, thought it was just awesome. And we were all kind of disappointed when someone ended up buying it because A, we had to stop the album in the middle of its playing, and B, all of us wanted to buy it. But, you know, customer's always right, I guess. So she ended up buying this album at a different record store. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the band's first album, and the album we listened to was their second. And I actually ended up buying a copy of the second album. I'm still waiting for it to arrive in the mail, but what I have heard is they're kind of like a sludgy metal, almost kind of like nu metal in a way, but like pretty sludgy, with a female vocalist, which is really cool. I am kind of a sucker for female metal vocalists who can scream, like do death growls, and she was nailing it in this stuff. So yeah, really looking forward to listening to this. I appreciate Elisa for her showing this band to me because I probably never would have discovered them otherwise. All right, that concludes this episode of Quickies. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I'll catch you all next week.